Welcome back! Hey guys, welcome back for another episode. So last time I talked about the local LARPs in my area, and while I named all the ones I knew about, the ones I focused on were Dystopia Rising and Dagger here. This video I just want to focus on Dystopia Rising and not be so much a critique, but more of a what to expect video. So this isn't a criticism video. That'll come later. So what I want to do is I want to talk about getting ready, signing up, and what to expect when you're out in the field. And I'm making this video as more of a public service to Dystopia Rising, so whenever they get new players that have a lot of questions, they can just send them here for quick answers. So let's get started! Firstly, Dystopia Rising is a post-apocalyptic, zombie-infested wasteland. You play a survivor amidst all the carnage, just trying to make it day by day, with a crap load of raiders, cutthroats, zombies, and mutants constantly trying to kill you. Or just a pissed-off Yorker. You'll learn. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is download their rulebook. The link is in the description below. Well shit, I guess my work here is done. Not really. The main reason you're going to want to download their rulebook system is to look at their abilities, strains, and professions list. Now what are strains? Well, let me explain. While other fantasy and sci-fi LARPs have their races, Dystopia Rising has strains. But they're not races though. They're races. But which strain you choose is both imperative and required, depending on how you want your gameplay to go. Now once you've read up on your professions, abilities, and strains, it's time to make a costume. To put it simply, just dress according to how your strain is depicted in the book. Don't argue, just do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
As for weapons, just go with what you're comfortable fighting with. Now the next thing you need to decide is how long you're planning on staying there. The full weekend or just a day trip? If you're planning for a full weekend trip, you need to pack accordingly. That means tent, sleeping bag, food, water, toiletries, the essentials. If you're going for just the day trip, pack plenty of water and just a couple snacks. Now you're ready. You make it to the game site, the campgrounds, the territory, whatever you want to call it. First thing you're going to do is go to the logistics cabin. Pause. Before you go to the logistics cabin, do not put your costume on. Put it in a bag, take it with you. This will come into play later. Just trust me. Once you make it to the logistics cabin, you tell them the strain you want, the abilities you want, and the profession you want. Professions are the career paths you choose. That'll help you out often in game and can even get you certain abilities for cheap. Now depending on which strain you choose, you get a set health, mind, and infection points. Health points are self-explanatory. Mind points are used for your abilities. You see, your abilities cost mind points. Once you reach 0, you're not allowed to use them anymore. At least until the next 12 o'clock, AM or PM, doesn't matter which. Now what are infection points? Infection points are how many times you can die in-game before your character is permanently dead. You cannot buy more infection points, you cannot rejuvenate infection points that have been lost. Once they're gone, they're gone. And once you reach 0, you're dead and you're dead forever. There's no coming back. Well, that's not true. You can come back. You just as another character, just that one's dead. Yeah. Once you're all set, they'll print out your player card. You're going to keep this for the entire game. Everything that happens to you, you write down on the back. You get into a battle, you take damage, you get healed, you use an ability, you learn an ability. This is so they can keep track of everything that you do. So when you come back and they print out character sheet again, all the new stuff. If you learn new stuff, it's on the sheet next time. Now the last bit of paperwork you're going to have to do is signing up for an NPC shift. What that means is, at some point during your gameplay, you're expected to go to the NPC land and dress up and do what the game masters tell you to, or just play through a little skit they have planned. Now this is the point where you put your armor on because they're going to judge your armor and weapons. You see, I just saved you all that time of waiting with your hot heavy costume on. And once they've judged your armor, they're going to put a tag on it, like this one right here. Then they'll judge your weapon based on its type and give you a little weapon damage tag right here. In my case, it was a hammer! That does 2 damage. I'm sorry, that's criticism. We'll save that for the critiquing video. And depending on what weapon type you choose, they'll have you whack them with it or shoot them with it to make sure it's safe. Because God forbid if a Nerf gun shoots harder than a spitball! Again, I'm sorry. I'm fine. So once they've judged your weapon and gave it the weapon damage tag, that's the damage you're going to have to call out during combat. So with this weapon that does 2 damage, whenever you get into combat, you have to go 2, 2, 2, 2. That's how it works. You can also use shields, but they don't stop bullet damage. Just assume everyone's shooting at you with a 50 BMG. Also, their combat system relies on lightest touch, meaning you can't hit a person harder than a firm love tap. too hard! Again, I'm sorry, I can't help it. That's my biases showing. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting this isn't the critiquing video. Fuck. So once the sun is set, your gameplay is done, and you're ready to go home, you turn in your player sheet at the logistics cabin. But wait, there's more. So you're rightfully expected to do your part to help keep the campgrounds clean. After that, you're free to go. Anyway, that's all you need to know in a rush, but before I go, how about some helpful survival tips? Rule 1, never go alone. Rule 2, never go alone with anyone you don't know. Rule 3, never go alone with anyone you don't know, especially if they outnumber you. Learned that one the hard way. Rule 4, if you hear those bunnies around, run. Rule 5, don't piss off a Yorker. Don't even talk to them, they'll attack you for nothing. And Rule 6, seriously, if you hear those bunnies around, run!